Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Royal Instinct. Today we're going to be watching a video reaction to Married to the Game. This has been a recurring, requested, anticipated episode. I did season one review back in 2004, 2024. Couple years ago. It was one of my more popular videos exposing the underlying themes, the underlying messaging in that video, in that TV series. And a lot of it was that, how the wives of footballers are using their husband's fame in order to make a name for themselves. We are not judging anyone. We are not hating on anyone. This isn't a video to tear people down. We are just exposing the underlying truths, okay? These aren't marriages for convenience. These are marriages for reality, okay? Because the reality is love is for poor people, okay? Love is an invention that poor poets during the 1800s, during the Romantic period, came up with because they weren't able to compete with noblemen, kings, the wealthy men of their times. So what they did was they tried to convince women that the love that they offer was more than the wealth that somebody could offer them. The notion of love is something that is very intriguing. It is something that is relatively new to the human experience. Obviously, you and I, modern the modern world has grown up on a world filled with love. But the in pre-romantic period, the notion of love was seen as something for kids. It was seen as juvenile because it is a stark contrast to reality. The problem is that most men, most women, most of society has today been brainwashed into believing that love conquers all. Love doesn't conquer all. And if that is your belief, then you will live a life of poverty. You will end up being alone because the reality is, and you can watch just the statistics on the current data, on the current dating scene, and you will come to the conclusion that most women, they try to maximize physical attributes and financial attributes. Okay, especially finances will trump looks any day of the week. Okay, a lot of people will say, especially from the red pill community, that there is a dual mating strategy going on, which is what hypergamy is, hypergamy, and that women will secure a beta provider and fuck behind his back, the alpha fucks type of guy. However, if you really speak to women who date wealthy people, they don't want to fuck up their situation, so they always treat the wealthier man better than they will the good-looking man, in essence. Okay, but let's jump in this video. Let's start with the trailer for season 2. Hang on, let me get this out, and here we go.
Leon Bailey, Gabriel, Jorginho, Marc Cucurella, Riyad Mahrez.
But it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or...
So again, just the you have to think about the choice of song during the trailer. They're using James Brown, This Is a Man's World, and the lyrics are, this is a man's world, but it would be nothing without a woman or a girl. There are truths to that. There are also lies within that, because the modern society will interpret it as, that it is the women that make the world, that men are just playthings within that world, and that women are really the ones controlling it. And the way that this TV show is set up, it is in essence trying to tell you that, you know, it is the women behind the football players who are running the show. The thing is, you know, having a woman in your life is very, very important because, you know, why are we all here? Why do humans exist? From a biological point of view, we are here to reproduce, pass on our genes to the next generation, and to ensure the survival of the next generation. Okay. However, the modern world, modern economies, feminism has kind of sidelined men to just be spectators, just to be beggars. And we are not standing for that. We are trying to reconnect with our royal ancestry, and we are going to establish kingdoms. So we become the final rulers of the world. Okay. You know, if you're just a man who's hoping to, you know, date a woman, you have to remember is that you are not seen as somebody important. You're not seen as a king. You are just seen as a means to an end, right? But what we are trying to change is, you know, what I'm trying to change is, because I'm somebody, you know, like I'm, you know, I'm the son of of immigrants. Both my parents are immigrants. I grew up, you know, in the Western world. You know, I was born in the UK. I spent my childhood in Germany. Spent 10 years there before moving back to the UK, just before my 10th birthday. And, you know, I'm somebody who's never really felt at home anywhere, right? Ethnically, I don't belong in this country. Culturally, you know, where my childhood was spent, I don't belong in this country. The people, you know, even ethnic minorities will always see me as an outsider because of where I grew up. However, I'm somebody who's very resilient, you know, and decided to, you know, take charge of my own life. But I had no real role models in that sense, so I took upon me to follow society's rules, and, you know, try to get good grades. Went to university, got a degree in economics. You know, joined the corporate world, tried to climb the corporate ladder, but at all those stages in my life, I always felt like something was missing. Okay, I never felt fulfilled. I never felt like I was taking charge of my own life. I was just felt like I was a cog in the wheel. And, you know, when you start looking into how the world is really run, when you look behind the curtain and you see how the world really works, I got to a point where I just had enough. I don't want to play part of the game. I don't want to be part of the game. I want to establish my own game. I want to be somebody who is in charge of my own destiny, right? And the best way to do that is to become a king, right? If you look at all kings throughout history, right? How do you become a king? Either your father's a king, okay, and you inherit that title. But if you're somebody who doesn't have a title, if you're somebody whose father isn't a king, right, then you have to take it by force. You have to take it by raising an army and establishing, you know, a war in essence to take over territory, to take over land. However, in today's society, we live on the internet, right? The internet is the gold rush of our time, right? It is a whole universe in essence, right? Because we can connect globally all across the world to one another. And that is where people spend most of their time is online, right? So, and you know, you have people like Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook trying to plug you into the metaverse. They're trying to establish 50-minute cities where you'll be living online, and that is where the new countries and foundations will be laid, right? I'm here to send out a bat signal. I'm here to find people who think like me, who are like-minded like me, who want the same things as me, and those people will be the best people suited to be my friends. Those people will be best suited to be my business partners. Those are the people I want to spend time with. And what I want to do with my time is to establish a kingdom, become a ruler, become a king. And I want the same for you, right? I don't want you to just be a follower of me. I want you to be a king in your own name, right? And then together we can be friends alongside each other, building our kingdoms together, You know, if there's ever a war, we can call upon each other to go into battle with. And that is the best way that I believe to spend your time. But let's carry on with this video.
Welcome back. We are on the way to Marbella.
First time you saw us, we were single.
Single?
It's called Married at the Game.
Just look at the middle couple there, right? Leon Bailey, yeah, he's a footballer, and I believe he plays for Aston Villa, if I'm not mistaken. And you can just see he's just casually laying back. He doesn't really want to be there, right? What you'll find a lot of the time is that the men don't really want to participate in this, right? Like they're busy with their professional careers. And this is just a side project for the women that the women are allowed to do because of the fame of their husbands, right? These women would not get a show like this if it wasn't for their husbands.
We are definitely the couple with the vibe.
Okay, let me just go back just a tiny little bit, right? Just look at a video. Just look at that. Hang on, let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay, here. Can you just see Leon Bailey? Like he's there like a child, like you know, like he's in trouble, right? He's there with his hands, you know, down, right? He's literally just like, fuck this bitch. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, like I really don't want to be here. Like I could be doing anything right now with my free time, with the limited free time that I get. Instead, I have to fucking be filming this shit for the benefit of my wife.
It's the first time that people are interested in me.
Very, very telling there, right? What she just said there, okay, is this is the first time in my life that people are interested in me. And what she means by people is like a global audience of fans, okay? Because, you know, Cucurella, right? He is a Premier League footballer. You know, he's won the Euros with Spain. He's a Spanish international. You know, great talent. You know, I like him as a footballer. Bit of a dirty player, but hey, you know, you got to do what you got to do. The first time in my life people are interested in me. Okay, why are they interested in you? Because, right, women look up to her. They're like, how did you, a girl that looks like me, right? Okay, how did you bag a football player? And they want to live vicariously through her, and in the hopes of finding out how they can pick up a man of wealth and status so that they can live a life of luxury like this woman.
You are the star.
Oh, how sweet. You are the star. You know what I mean? Like he's going out of his way to make her feel special, to make her feel included. She's not the star, right? Okay. Like if it wasn't for this show, I would have no clue who this chick is, right? Right. And look at her. He is buying into the script. He's like, oh my God, like, you know, she's such an amazing person. You're the star, you know. Like Marc Cucurella is not a handsome man, right? He is, you know, he looks like Sideshow Bob with his curly hair, right? And I'm not hating on the guy. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? But men don't need to be pretty, right? You just need to be good at what you do. And Marc Cucurella does that, right? But he turns around to her and goes, you're a star. You know, to make her feel special, right? And it's right. It's bullshit. Don't buy into it, right? Always remember that you're the star. You're the most important person in your life, right? Build a kingdom, become a king, and then you will have women lining up to be part of your life, just like this woman is part of Mark's life.
I want to have my own career that just belongs to me.
Why? Okay, right? You already have all the wealth that you ever need because of your husband, right? You've got all the wealth, right? But you want a career, right, that belongs to you. Why do you need that, right? Like just chill out, just sit at the back, just sit back, right? Enjoy life. You already live a good life, okay? Why is there this need? The reason this need exists is because that is what modern feminism has taught women, okay? That they are nothing unless they have a career, something of their own, right? The family unit doesn't exist anymore. It is all about your own individual personal brand. It is about your own individual career. It is about what have you done, right? Like she could be the most supportive woman, right? I'm sure she is, right? I'm not hating right? I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship, right? I'm sure she's very supportive, but that should be good enough, right? Just sit back and enjoy the fucking ride, right? If you wanted to be a career woman, right, marry a poor person, right? But you're not doing that either, right? You want someone who's absolutely wealthy, famous, right, on top of the game, multi-millionaire, right? And then you use his clout, his fame to become somebody who is, you know, in your own right, a woman with your own money, in essence, right? It's absolute bullshit.
What's happened?
I'll be going to Istanbul tomorrow on my own now.
Oh no, she has to go to Istanbul in her private jet by herself. How sad, how sad, you know what I mean? Oh no, I have to travel by myself. Oh no, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna cry.
We really need some time as a family together.
Yeah, right. Have your family time together, right? Like, stop making a fucking documentary and have some family time. But no, like, you need to have family time in front of the fucking camera, right? It's not good enough that you're having this behind the scenes. No, you have to have it in front of the camera for the world to see. Everything is curated for the Instagram reel.
You've only just got married, be careful.
Just look at the expressions of all these football players. Like he's got his fucking hands. He's got his head in his hand, right? Like if you just see a man like this, if you ever came on stream and you saw me like this, right? You know I've had a bad day at that point. You know that, you know, something is going shit in my life right now, right? I'm going through it. I'm stressed out, right? Like a happy person doesn't have their hand in their head. A king never has their hand in the head, right? The head in the hand. A king never does that, right? Be a king. Don't deal with these peasant women, right? Don't deal with these women who are trying to ride your coattails. You know, date women who want you for you, who want to just enjoy the ride, who enjoy your presence. This is, you know, this is what we're trying to do at Royal Instinct. We're not trying to be like these footballers, right? We want to be more wealthy than them. We want to have better lives than them. We want to have better friends than them. And we want to date women of a higher caliber.
Married, be careful.
We need to learn a lot.
Why? What do you need to learn about? Why are you crying? Do you know what I mean? Like, why is this getting you emotional? You know, if you're going to cry, don't cry in public. Okay. Do it behind closed doors. Do it with people that you can support you, right? Like his tears add nothing to his career. His tears add nothing, right, to his life. Do it behind closed doors. There is no need for you to look behind the curtain to show people this. It was, you know, it's curated to make her look like, you know, that she's a very supportive wife. If you're very supportive, you wouldn't put him in front of the fucking camera.
Out in the rain on a quad bike. Who does he think he is?
Wow. We are a team.
Right? Or the cheering is not for the women. The cheering is for what their husbands are doing on the pitch. Okay, always remember that, right? They're cheering for the men for what they provide on the pitch as professional footballers. Okay, the women are beneficiaries of these men, right? And somehow they're going to twist and turn it into trying to launch a career in their own right.
Like always.
Yeah, that little high five is to show it like they're some sort of fucking team. And I think that is it. Yeah, that is it. And that was the trailer. Okay, let me just remove that. Okay, and let's jump into Marc Cucurella.
Pues se te va a teñir.
Right, here he's fucking dyeing his hair to look like Carrot Top. Right, like again, it's another humiliation ritual done probably by the suggestion of his wife.
Pues se te va a teñir.
De color natural.
Hang on, was it what? You're going to get dye on it, right? I think she's referring to his t-shirt. All right, so I'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
De color natural.
The natural color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coloration, no? Is the name.
En español es de coloración.
Claudia is my translator right now. My level of English is bad. I start to...
He doesn't need to speak English, right? He does his talking with his feet, okay? That is because he's found his life purpose. He knows what he's good at. Okay, he's maximized himself. He's living his life. Okay, he knows his zone of genius, right? And he is doing what he was born to do, right? Which is play football, which is to bring joy to millions of people and to gain insight at the highest level of his sport, right? What is the woman doing? What is she doing?
Do lessons this season because the English I know is not good. It's from the street. It's more from the street.
That's all he needs. That's all he needs, right? Right. But why is he putting himself in a position like it's something bad? He speaks fluent Spanish, right? That's good enough, right? You speak some English, you can communicate, right? You don't need to know the Queen's English, right? The level of English he has is good enough to do his job.
Marc promised to all the Spanish people if they win the Euro Cups, he has his hair red. Maybe red hair is not the best option for Chelsea.
My hair is my signature. All the people recognize me for the hair. It's part of my personality.
I love Marc's hair. I always...
Yeah, but do you need to further your personality, right? What you're doing on the pitch, what you're doing with the ball is good enough.
liked.
Don't think, I don't want you to ever think that you need anything extra to add to your personality, right? Like, you have to believe that you're good enough as you are, right? Everything else is just, an add-on. It is just to decorate yourself, okay? To be a type of peacocking, if you will, right? Like, but don't think that you need, like the reason he's a good footballer is because of his fucking hair. It's like, okay, people recognize you because of it. You can build a brand around it, but trust me, if you win matches and win trophies for your club, for your country, right, you'll get, enough of enough recognition across the world. Okay. Think about Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is one of the most boring people you ever meet, right? He's a nice guy. I'm not saying he's a bad person. He's a nice guy, but he's a very boring person. Any interviews he does, he even tells you he's a very boring person. He lives a very boring life. But what he does on the pitch, right, when it matters, right, the reason he was born onto this planet, okay, to be a footballer, the thing that he does, right, he does it better than anyone ever, right? There's only like a few people that you can compare him to, right? Maradona, Pele, Cruyff, Zidane, Ronaldo. He's up there with the best. Okay, so don't think you need to add anything extra to yourself.
Something different.
You say me ugly?
No, different hair.
It doesn't matter if he's good looking, right? His fucking wallet speaks for itself.
Ooh.
Like, okay, if you think that that's an unattractive picture, do you need to humiliate him by putting it, in front of the fucking TV audience? Right? I don't know how many people even watch this shit, right? But like, do you need to do it, in front of everyone? Right? Don't be humiliated by your woman. Your woman should never do this shit in front of the camera. Don't date these types of women, right? Because they will try to put you down any way, any moment that they can.
Red color is just for the vibes, summer vibes. Now the season starts, I need to be focused on my job. I'm very stressed this weekend.
Oh my God.
Yeah, be focused on your job because that's what makes you money. That's what gives you a lifestyle. That's why this woman is around you, because of the money, right? And I'm not saying that is a bad thing. It's just how the world works, right? If you're a king, if you're a wealthy king, first of all, if you're a king, you'll become wealthy because you're a king. That is why become a king first, the wealth will follow, right? When the wealth comes, the women will line up as well because everybody wants to be part of a wealthy lifestyle.
It's true. We need to do a lot of things.
So this week, we have to move everything.
I know.
We decided to leave our home in Chelsea to move to the countryside because we found an amazing school for Matteo. I have to start packing everything.
100% that she's doing fuck all packing. They're going to hire a firm to do the packing. She's going to be like, put down that box, put down that box. That's all she's going to do, right? Like, she's making out like she's doing the fucking heavy lifting when she is doing fuck
Help you
all.
if you want.
You have to help me.
5 minutes, I come back. The real Cucurella is back now. Chan, 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 chan. I'm back, finally. Thank you. Pleasure.
Do you like it? Do you like it?
Yeah, very nice. Do you like it?
You can get a sense of his energy. You know, a lot of these footballers, they've been through academy systems. They've been trained in, you know, since the age of 5 to be professional footballers. And because, you know, in essence, being a footballer, living the footballer life, you're just a soldier who is paid very, very well. Okay, so they never really progress to the king status because they never, you know, apart from actual physical battles that they go through on the pitch, you know, in terms of sports, they never go through actual battles or hardship in their life. Again, they go through their own hardships in life, but what I mean is they never take control of their life, of their own destiny. They sign big contracts, get paid very well, and live lives of luxury. So then they never have to develop that kingly instinct within them. But let's jump into Gabriel.
Ah, babe, stop it. Oh my God. So I had a special surprise here. That is a ring that came from Brazil. I made this ring because it's the day that he proposed me to be his girlfriend. So it's the day that we really start our relationship together.
And that's what this is a good example of a good relationship, right? So she values when they became a couple because that's when her life changed. So she wants to give a present which he bought with his money, I bet, right? But it is the thought that counts, okay? So she then is commemorating it by getting a ring for him. It's a nice gift. It's a nice gesture.
The first time when I meet her, I fall in love.
He kind of has to say that, right? Like the whole thing is Married to the Game is to boost the women's self-esteem. So he kind of has to say that. Like he probably didn't. He probably thought like this is another chick that I'm just gonna fuck, and she's just the one that stuck around. And that is how it should be. Like you shouldn't try and find a girlfriend. You shouldn't try and find a wife. It should accidentally happen because you're just such a good person. You're a king. She sees your value that she just wants to stick around. Okay, put yourself in that position. Become a king. Look, she's loving it. She's loving the attention. She's loving the, you know, it's a flex on other women. Like, oh yeah, I get loved. I'm a multimillionaire. That is how special I am, and that's the reality that most women live.
On the box is the date that changed my life.
There you go. The day that changed her life, right? The date that changed her life. And, you know, she seems very grateful, which is how you want to be treated, okay? Gabriel is doing it right at the moment, okay? I'm quite impressed how he's handling his relationship. She's appreciating it. You know, I didn't like what she said in the trailer, right? But that is the modern mindset, mind virus stepping into the woman. You need to combat that. You need to stamp it out at the earliest moment, okay? The moment his woman said, oh yeah, I want to be part of that TV show, he said, no, I'm not doing that, okay? Keep your relationship private.
So I hope that he enjoy it. Beautiful, red flowers, fruit, bread, everything, the ring. So we just need to wait Gabriel wake up now. Maybe I can like, Gab, amor.
Yeah.
There you go. He's just waking up. You know, she's made breakfast for him. I bet she didn't make it. I bet she bought it. But you know, it's a thought that counts. You know, she's the one treating him. This is a romantic gesture in reverse. You know, this is the effect that you should have on your women. Women should be treating you like a king, which Gabriel is doing. Look at that. He's putting on a fake smile. He's like, what the fuck is this shit? Okay, but you know, he's doing it for the cameras. He has to play his role.
Good morning, my love. This is the surprise that I made for you for our anniversary. What do you think?
Oh my God.
you know what I mean? It is a thought that counts. Most men don't actually give a shit about stuff like that. You know, we're too busy building our kingdoms. We're too busy expanding our territories. Yeah, do you think Alexander the Great had time to fucking, you know, sit back and you know, have breakfast in the morning with roses and get showered with gifts? You know, it's a nice gesture, but we are too busy building the world, building our territories, and becoming kings.
So basically, I put the date that everything started.
Oh, this is good.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Oh, you love it.
I love it.
You swear.
This is,
you know, and just look at how she's looking at him. You know, she's kind of like shy. She's, you know, she's leaning forward. You know, she's there is a type of anxiety there for her. She's being vulnerable. She's trying to show her appreciation for the moment her life changed, which is meeting Gabriel, because he is a wealthy man.
a lot of money, huh?
He's the one who said it, right? It's a lot of money, right? Why is he saying it like that? Because he knows that he's paying for that shit, okay? Which is fine, right? It's the, you know, they're so fucking wealthy they can afford it, right? And you should be in that position too, by the way, right? But he knows, you know, he's the one paying it. He's the one footing the bill. He knows what the game is, right? But you get treated like a king, and so it makes it all worth it.
Don't think about that. It's just my business.
Don't think about it. It's her business, right? Yeah. Okay. What business is that? Let's jump into this other video, which I wanted to show you. Actually, there's another video that of Gabriel before we jump into why these women feel the need to jump on TV.
Gabriel will be so happy.
Yeah, with the jacket included.
Yeah.
He has no idea about anything.
About anything. We need to do nice photos and we just have 20 minutes.
I think that is just a difference in, you know, in Latin women, as in like a Brazilian woman and a woman from Spain. Like you know, she's kind of really trying to make an effort here. She's trying to show her love by being very proactive in making sure he's surprised, he's entertained, which is how a king should live. But any opportunity for photo shoot, you know, she's going to flex on the gram, flex on other women that she is living a better lifestyle. That's cute. You know, it said daddy on the back. You know, that's, I assume that's Gabriel's kid. That's quite cute.
The game is about to start. Hopefully get the best result that we can. The collaboration with Antonio is so important because with this, it will be
Think about it, right? Like, they're playing at the Emirates. They're playing at the Arsenal Stadium, right? Okay. This is Gabriel's career. This is her husband's career. Okay. A very important game, right? Every game is important if you're an Arsenal player. And instead of investing time and supporting him, watching the game, right, she is too busy filming, you know, this documentary, this TV show, and she misses a goal for Arsenal. I can tell that, you know, because it's at the Emirates, because that's at Arsenal Stadium, you know, a cheer that loud is because the home team scored. So, you know, she's missed the, you know, literally like one of the peak moments in a footballer's career when your team is scoring. Because she's too busy focusing on herself and not focusing on him. That's why, look, she's laughing because she's embarrassed. She got caught out.
Watching Gabriel playing, it's so special. I love to be there watching him. I'm always so proud of him.
he's just nodding his head. He's like, yeah. Are we finished yet? Like, literally, it's such a forced smile. It's such a forced, you know, like, yeah, like he really doesn't want to be there. Like, you can tell underneath that fake smile. I know he's even got his fake veneers on, you know, but I can read body language. I can see that deep down he does not want to be there. Again, and this was a Champions League game against PSG. Right, this was a Champions League game against PSG, and she missed it. She missed the goals. I think this was a group stage goal, not the knockout tie.
The game was amazing today. We had the best result, 2-0 for us. After the game, I sent a message to Gabriel saying, come here at the box.
I think Gabriel's doing it a lot better than Marc Cucurella is. The way he's managing his relationship, you can just tell the affection more what his girl has compared to him. You know, but she's still chasing clout. You know, it's what modern women do. It is the modern landscape.
Because I will have a gift for him.
She loves the gifts, doesn't she? She loves giving out gifts.
Papai tá aqui, vem ver papai.
Yes, neném.
Yes, neném. Papai.
Oh my God! Que jaqueta mais linda, meu amor!
Look how much more excited he is getting this gift compared to that ring. Right? Why is this more? Why is he more excited? Because you know it's to do with his child, right? Like, you know, every man is here to reproduce. Every man is here to provide for his family, to provide for his children. And you know, it just warms his heart. You know, everything he does for his family. And you know, her turning up with a little jacket that says "Daddy" at the back. You know, it's a heartfelt moment. That's why he's more excited, because it involves his children.
I know that I do the best surprise. Look at mine. Missions completed today. I had the pictures. Gabriel loved the jackets.
Great.
Let's go home.
Okay, right. Now I'm going to jump into a video by this female content creator, and she's explaining why the girls are selling themselves. Okay, like, you know, we live in a time where OnlyFans has really fucked up a lot of girls' brains, because they think that they can start going on OnlyFans, showing their feet, showing their pussy, and it will get them millions of dollars. You know, only a small amount of creators are making that type of money. You know, but even these women who have it all already, right? They have wealthy husbands, they have good families, they have great children. They still feel the need to get attention, because a woman's currency is attention. That is where the world is moving to. In essence, you are selling yourself at that point. Okay. Don't get in a position where your girlfriend, your significant other is selling themselves. You're your king. You are a king. You know, you've got a kingdom. Don't fucking put yourself in a position where you're being humiliated online by your woman. Okay.
Is happening to the girls.
Let's jump into this video. Let's start from the beginning.
Something is happening to the girls. Something strange. Let's play a little spot the difference. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? These are...
Okay. Like, it's all for clout. It's all for attention, right? Like, the image on the left is women, I think in the 1950s, 1960s, and now this is how women are behaving in today's economy.
All girls. All females. Nothing has changed in our biology as far as I'm aware, and yet females...
Same tits, same ass, same legs, but the way that they're behaving is different.
As a whole, are mutating. Not that long ago, this was the average woman. When she presented herself to the outside world, she ensured that she was fully clothed, modestly dressed, flattering makeup. Self-respect was the currency of the time. And this was considered overtly sexy.
Marilyn Monroe, one of the sex icons of her generation, of our generation, she is still considered an icon.
And yet, she's still fully clothed. Rather demure by our current day standards, not a hint of butt cheek or fanny flap in sight. And now, this is what we're expected to think is normal for our girls. Boobs out, bums out, wearing less clothes than some people's dogs. Who?
Yeah, men have a big responsibility as well. It's like, do you know what I mean? You need to stop thirsting over this. You need to understand how the attention economy works. You need to stop paying attention to it, right? Like, if you have a big problem, delete Instagram, delete these apps that are on your phone. You know, don't get caught up in it, because you are weakening your own aura. You're weakening your own royal instinct. You're weakening your own resolve. Okay, you will never become a king if you get weakened by women like these.
By the way, are already wearing fur coats. The dogs are more modest than us. And I'm genuinely sat here asking the question, how did we go from this to this in just a few short decades? Where did it all go so wrong or so right? Depending on your perspective. Where once girls were encouraged to be pious and self-respecting and even showing your ankles was risque, we're now being encouraged to degrade ourselves, do anything and everything in order to appeal to the male gaze. And nothing is too far and nothing is off limits.
I'm trying to be the first person to be with 1,000 guys in 24 hours.
What was once seen as humiliating and a lack of self-respect is now seen as normal. From pop stars twerking on stage and prancing around in loincloths and unitards like it's their collective uniform, to the hordes of women joining OnlyFans in the hope of making it big. The girls are selling themselves, and we need to ask why. How have we, as powerful women with brains and beauty and the ability to literally create brand new human beings from scratch without even technically knowing how to do it, been demoted to little more than props for men? I have spent an obscenely long time researching and working on this video, and I created it knowing full well that the YouTube overlords will not like it, will likely wipe it from your algorithm like it never existed. So please, in the limited time that this video is live, watch it, like it, before the YouTube gods take it down. Does this give anyone else a strange feeling? Like something really weird is happening to...
You know, women's beauty is there to hypnotize you, right? It is there to sexually arouse you. It is there to, you know, ignite that lust within you to procreate. Okay, so we just saw Gabriel, the footballer, with his daughter, and how excited he was, right? Because at the end of the day, that is what's important, right? Your lineage, your next generation that you are conceiving, that you are bringing into this life, and your protection of it. Okay, sexual, you know, these sexual images that these women are showing online, they should be for a man to start a family, right? That energy should be used to start a family. Instead, it is being used to make money, to monetize you, and that is what the elites want. They want to extract resources. Okay, so OnlyFans they give women the platform to make money, but they're getting 50% of everybody, okay, or whatever the percentage is that they make on the platform, right? They're making the real money behind the scenes, okay? And these women will end up in, you know, not having families, not in a position where they'll be happy after the money dries up.
The female population, and it's not a good weird. Like, we're heading down this really slippery slope, and if we don't hit the pause button pretty damn soon, we're gonna hit the bottom with a crash. Now, I'm not conservative. One look at my Instagram will tell you that much.
Exactly. No women can be conservative today. Even the trad wives online, you know, they're doing it for, it's performative. It's for the male gaze. It is for men's attention.
I love feeling sexy. I wear whatever I want. I do whatever I want. I am all for female empowerment, but this is not feeling like female empowerment to me. This
is Lily Phillips, famous for her gangbangs on the internet. You know, this is what modern feminism has created. And these are the types of women most guys date. I don't want you to date these women. I want you to date women of a high caliber. I want you to date the women that want to be with you, who follow you because they can see your royal instinct, because they see your potential as a king.
This feels like female enslavement, where once it was the women who were living a life of poverty who were forced to sell themselves, dress in rags that barely preserved their modesty, or do things that they would never willingly choose to do in order to stay alive. Sex work was usually an act of desperation. Sell yourself or die. Now, it's not just the girls who are struggling financially who are being forced to sell their bodies. It's starting at the top.
Right, like, so all the women in that documentary, Married to the Game, they're selling an insight into their life, okay? So they can start their personal brand, so they can start making more money. Money means safety in today's world, okay? If you don't have enough money, then you'll be fucked. And the way the elites have structured the economy, you know, people aren't going out, people aren't earning money to go out. People don't have enough money so they can start dating. You know, and a large reason because women are in the part of the economy, part of the labor force, but now because of the internet, women have found I would say a small hack, right? And that window should be closing with AI models. You know, if you can Google online and find you know, men using AI to, transpose a female body and a female avatar over them, right? And they using those as AI models to extract resources from men. So a lot of the new OnlyFans models that you're going to get are going to be actually men posing as an AI influencer.
Women who earn more in one day than most of their fellow females will see in a lifetime. Successful women who...
And if you look at it, a lot of these women are still unhappy, right? So they have all this fucking money and they're still unhappy.
By all accounts, shouldn't ever feel the necessity to...
The reason they're unhappy is because they do not have a king in their life, okay? You need to become a king. You need to spread your happiness onto other people. That is the only way that we can save the world. Because if you don't stand up for yourself, if you don't stand up for what you believe in, the world will turn to shit.
Sell themselves in exchange for money are in actual fact doing just that. The commodification of girls' bodies isn't starting at the bottom, it's starting at the top. Look at the musical icons of our current generation. Girls like Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, Miley Cyrus, Ariana Grande all started out their careers squeaky clean. Some were Disney stars, some were focusing on their acting and dancing, writing sweet songs about the boy next door or having fun with their friends. In theory, this kind of music should be a hit with the girls, right? I mean, we all have friends, we've all been in love, we can relate. Throw in some catchy tunes and some duplicable dance moves. It's a recipe for success.
Yeah, she's going to make a good point in a minute, but most of Taylor Swift fans are women, right? So why do you need to be half naked if your fan base is all women, right? Like, can't you just dress a little bit more modest?
No! Sure, they all started like this and then realized they were getting precisely nowhere with that approach. So what happens? These girls fell further and further into the seedy depths of the music industry and became what you see now. Manufactured, highly sexualized pop stars that are more like...
I mean, she literally is a Playboy bunny there. I think that is Sabrina Carpenter. She's literally... looks like a Playboy bunny.
Like strippers and musicians. If I seem bothered, it's because I am. I am not nonchalant. I am not unbothered. I went to music college. I wanted to be in that industry. But
she is jealous.
My favorite genre is rock, which is mostly dominated by fully clothed males who are praised for their...
Not really. You have Avril Lavigne, who was a female rock star. You have the current lead singer of Linkin Park is a female. The woman from Evanescence, she's a female. So, it can be done if you have the talent.
Their lyrical genius and riveting guitar riffs like every musician should be, right? And yet, when it comes to the female musicians, whose, let's be real, demographic is largely other women, are expected...
That's a good point she's made. That, what I mentioned earlier is like their demographic is other women. So why do you have to have your ass cheeks out? Why do you feel the need to do
dress
that?
in as little clothing as is legally possible, whilst gyrating on stage, miming into a microphone because they can't possibly sing and dance like this at the same time, and humping blow-up fingers. For who? Not me. Is this what other girls want to see? These performances, if you can even call them that.
It is a massive psychosis going on right now. Women are being brainwashed into, sexualizing themselves, hypersexuality, because it breaks the structure of the family. It breaks society, to a point where, now men and women aren't dating. Most of men are single, becoming incels. They are being left behind.
For the male gaze. It's not new, but it is getting worse. Britney Spears in the 90s, I mean, she had all us little girls dressing and dancing in ways that no little girl should be dressing or dancing. Before her, we have Madonna, who by all accounts was a trailblazer in the act of self-reinvention, but always with a common theme: sex. Because as we all know, sex sells. But as Madonna discovered, sex only sells for so long. And then instead of being young and hot, you become sad and desperate. And you find yourself having to rely on things like actual talent and performance skills. And if you've been coasting along on the wave of sex sells, you're going to be screwed.
It's like women in Married to the Game. Right? What talent do they have? Their talent is that they were pretty enough to bag a wealthy man, to bag a footballer, and now they're flexing on other women in a type of like, if I can do it, you can do it too, right? And that is where the world is heading to. You need to stop the rot. You need to start building a kingdom to save these people.
Now we have the likes of Chloe Bailey, Madison Beer, Tate McRae, Olivia Rodrigo, Addison Rae. When I was doing the research for this video, I got so creeped out. I was like, this is like seeing the same girl in slightly different versions over and over and over again. They're like clones. And honestly, it's kind of embarrassing at this point. And I'm not saying this because I'm cranky or judging the girls themselves. I know it probably sounds like that, but that's not what this is. These girls are just products of their environment, they likely don't get much of a say in the matter. It's their bosses, the big boys at the top, who I take umbrage with. Look at Sabrina.
So they then blame men, right? So again, no responsibility taken. Oh, this is the fault of the men, right? These women are big enough stars where they can be in control of their own destiny, yet they choose not to. So, you know, grow a fucking pair. Don't blame it on men. You're reaping the rewards. Okay, if you don't want to dress like a slut, don't do it.
Carpenter's recent album cover. She's on her knees being grabbed by the hair by a man. It's a little bit degrading. And I know
It's a little bit degrading, you know. I mean, would you want your wife to be publicly in a picture like that?
the idea is to shock people and therefore generate more album sales and more attention and more fame and money. But it's just not really that shocking anymore. It's getting a bit old.
And that's what it's all about. It's all about fame and money. It is a race to the top. It is how much money can you make at the expense of your dignity, at the expense of you know, your pride in essence, your self-esteem. You know, don't put yourself in a position, don't bend over. Become somebody who is seen as a leader, somebody who is seen as a king.
And what's even stranger to me is that girls like Hailey Bieber and Kylie Jenner, billionaires in their own right, successful enough that they never need to work another single day for the rest of their lives, are selling themselves. Half nude, suggestive poses, for what?
Because that is all that they have. All they have is their looks, all they have is their sexuality. There is no real leadership there, right? They are being told what to do. They are being used as a cash cow.
It's not their female fans. I mean, if you have a flick through the comments under these pictures, you'll see pretty quickly that the girls are confused. They're bored.
Even other women are like, what the fuck is going on?
What exactly are you selling, Hailey? Oh wow, she's naked again. This is so sad. Get dressed, woman.
You know, and you have to realize that there are women out there who don't prescribe to this. However, they are not getting the attention, right? You are not finding them because of the algorithms, because of how modern society is set up. Put yourself in a position where you are seen as a king. Put yourself out there, become a king, build your kingdom, and the masses will flock to you, okay? And once you have the masses flocking to you, you will have women part of your congregation, and you'll be able to pick and choose the women that you want to date.
Why is she naked all the time? Good question. Perhaps it's for validation? Perhaps it's to sell more road products? Although why other females would want to purchase more road products just because Hailey Bieber was posing half nude? It's perplexing. Is it for the male gaze? I mean, Hailey Bieber is literally married. Kylie Jenner's in a long-term relationship. Which begs the question, why is every single woman in the public eye?
It's a huge psyop. Every woman is told that she needs to attention, that she needs to build a personal brand, because that is the psyop going on right now.
Expected to sexualize herself, sell herself, commodify herself and her body as the product.
I just find it mind-blowing.
But let's pull it back for a second. Using sex to sell is nothing new. A quick flick back through the archives of humankind will show you this. But the annoying thing is, this whole sex sells message is always at the expense of the woman. Now, I am a bit of a prude, but I'm a contradictory prude in that I am all for women harnessing their sexuality. I love that for you. Love that for them. Love that for me. But it's female empowerment that I support. What I cannot bring myself to support is female subordination. The sheer amount of women literally selling themselves on platforms such as OnlyFans is startling. There are, according to Google, up to 3.5 million women on OnlyFans right now, and as you can probably imagine, women make up the majority of the platform's content creators. Now, I have already done a deep dive video on OnlyFans that was properly demonetized and wiped off the face of YouTube. Love that for me. It's hard to find it, but if you scroll through the videos on my channel, you might get lucky. But what really angers me, as a fellow female, as your sister, is that OnlyFans is marketed towards women as being empowering, using silly men's desires as a way to make money. Sure, we're all posting half-nude bikini pictures on Instagram anyway, we may as well make money from it, right? It's a no-brainer. No.
Empowerment is their whole selling point, you know? It's, well, take the power back because men are gonna sexualize you anyways, so you might as well get paid for it. It's just a lie. It's a...
Literally, men don't sexualize every woman, okay? Like I went to the gym today, right? There's loads of women with their, you know, tight gym gear, you know, their yoga trousers, yoga shorts, yoga pants, whatever you call them. And literally, you know, the fucking backside is so far up the arse crack. Like, like you have to look because it's just ridiculous, okay? But, you know, when I go to the gym, I'm just there to work out, right? I want to be in and out within an hour, okay? I don't want to waste all day just lifting, right? I want to do my thing, you know, get strong and get out, right? they dress for the male gaze, okay, but it doesn't mean that you have to participate, okay? Like I choose to just ignore it, just focus on my workout, and then come home, right? If you want to go meet women, go meet women somewhere else. Like the gym is like one of the worst places to meet them, because most likely she's probably filming a workout, and then she's going to end up calling you a creep anyway, right? So don't buy into this narrative that, you know, men are making women do this for the male gaze. It's like, no, trust me, like, you know, like when I rock up to the gym, I'm wearing like a t-shirt, a baggy t-shirt, and a baggy pair of shorts, okay? Right, like, yeah, if you wear skin tight stuff, like I guess, you know, you're more aerodynamic and you can fucking work out better, but you can also do it in like a, you know, a little bit of a looser t-shirt and baggier shorts, so that, you know, I'm not looking straight at your fucking ass crack, right? They're doing it to encourage the male gaze because that's what they want.
Marketing tactic. There's nothing safe and empowering about it.
A quick Google and just a small degree of common sense and critical thinking will show you that the average female content creator on OnlyFans makes less than $150 per month. You'd make more money on the dole, on benefits, working a minimum wage job.
OnlyFans specifically is so sick because it's very deceiving. Oh, like, this is so empowering for women and they're making money. Actually, the average OnlyFans creator, do you know how much money they make a month? It's like $180. Wow. It's like nothing. So you're selling your body, you're ruining your life for $180 a month?
Look at that. The word she used is you're ruining your life for $180 for clicks and attention. Okay. Don't put yourself in a position like that. If you're a woman, you know, bag yourself a king, find a man who is building his kingdom. Okay. And then you will live life as a queen.
For men to pay $5 a month to see.
We've been sold this idea that selling yourself is no longer degrading and demeaning, but glamorous and luxurious.
You're a feminist doing OnlyFans, that's empowering, yet you're relying on creepy, disgusting men who think you are disgusting and trash to ironically pay your bills, which...
And they don't need to pay the bills. They could bag themselves. They're pretty enough to bag themselves a man so that they are not in a situation like that.
Which is probably the most degrading thing in the entire world.
We've got OnlyFans creators flaunting their lavish lifestyles on TikTok and Instagram. I mean, people like Sophie Rain, who allegedly earned $95 million in 2 years from OnlyFans alone.
What? Sophie.
So when people hear that, they're like, 2 years worth of work or just showing myself naked. Look, if you're a man and you were given that option, you'll probably do it as well. Don't lie, you know. But what I'm telling you is to not sin like that, not to degrade yourself like that. You know, build yourself a kingdom, find like-minded people, and together we can come up with new solutions. We can find our own zones of geniuses. We can become kings in our own right. Okay, that is what I'm doing. My plan is to find a alternative energy source, so that we can make oil redundant in today's economy, and then we will slash the cost of production, and therefore people will flock to us to use our solution, to use our source of energy, and then we will become the rulers of the world.
I just need to know, like, how much are you making a month?
I don't know if I don't really want to hurt your feelings. I just don't.
Hurt my feelings? What do you mean?
I don't want to say.
You don't have to say, just show me.
Yeah.
Okay. $4 million? $4 million in a month?
Sophie, for the record, also claims that she is a virgin and does not do explicit content.
I want people to, because I'm a virgin.
Whatever you say, babe. The allure of posting bikini videos and dancing around in your PJs on OnlyFans with a bunch of fellow creators and earning $95.
I think, you know, there's obviously your actual virginity, which is having sex with someone, but there should also be a new concept of digital virginity, right? If someone sees you naked online, your digital virginity is gone. Okay, so you can't claim to be a fucking virgin at that stage.
$5 million for your efforts is very, very appealing. Camila Araujo, is that how you pronounce that, earns around $2 million per month from her OnlyFans account.
How much are you making monthly on OF?
At one point it was like 2.5, dips down to 2, back up to 2.1, 1.9 million.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Which she promotes through her TikTok and Instagram, driving flashy cars, flying private jets. Porn work, which is technically what this is at the end of the day, is no longer seen as like humiliating or desperate. Now it's luxurious. It's
people aren't shocked by it anymore because people's brains have melted, people's brains have rotted. Okay, they see something and then they're outraged by what Trump is doing, by what is going on in politics. Okay, don't buy into the algorithms. Don't let your brain be rotten away. Stand up for what you believe in and become a king and save the planet.
Inspirational. Then there's the influencer to corn worker pipeline, popularized by the likes of Tana Mungo, who apparently earns millions per month for posting content that she can't post to YouTube or TikTok. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I assume you don't talk about the money.
I have a lot.
Oh, how much do you make a month?
I told you I kind of have been putting it on the back burner as of late, but I'm about to re-sled it out again. A good month would be $1 million. Holy shit. I'm in the wrong line of business.
To Gabby Epstein with her 3.7 million followers, who started out posting really cute bikini pictures with her great big smile and happy-go-lucky attitude, who then moved from Australia to LA and now sells naughty content on OnlyFans.
Everything leads to your tits coming out, okay? That is the world that we find. That is where we are right now in the global stage. Don't lament at it. Don't get angry. Don't become a red pill anger, a rager online. Don't become a black pill doomer. Do something about it. Say fuck you to the system. You don't want to take part of it anymore and decide to do something about it. And the best thing that you can do is find like-minded people, make real friends, people who have your back, people who you can build companies with, and people that you can together change the system, build a whole new system, escape, right? Have a following where people love you and adore you for who you are because of your wisdom, because of the philosopher king that you are, because of the benevolent king you are. People are waiting to be led by you, okay? All you have to do is get rid of the self-doubt and hesitation that you have within your brain, and then you can unleash your full power onto the people, right? And then when you get to the top, when you are at the top, who do you want to be friends with? Do you want to be friends with all these fucking other people gooning out to OnlyFans? No, you would want to be friends with people like me, people who also are kings, people who have their own kingdoms, okay? Remember who you are. You are a king. It is your duty to your bloodline to become a king. If you understand what I'm doing, if you know what I am saying, if you understand the mission that I am on, then I want to hear from you. I want you to reach out and see if we are a good fit, if we can work together, if we can help one another, right? But that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I know this was very requested by a couple guys in the community. Give me some feedback. Let me hear what you have to say. But that is it. Thank you for tuning in. And I think we'll finish off this video another time. I might include it in tomorrow's live stream as well. But that is it for today. Thank you, and I will see you later.